Alright, so I asked you guys last video to choose a topic for me for this video, and you guys wanted me to talk about a crazy girlfriend one of my friends has had or something like that, and I have a couple of stories from one of my friends who just chose the absolute worst girls to be in relationships with. But if we're being honest, I have been with some way worse girls. Like, the girls I have been with have seriously made me think, you know, everyone says don't knock it till you try it. Maybe I should just try men. Okay, I've never been that far, and nothing wrong with going that far. Like, there's a couple of people I'd go that far for, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be sick to be LeBron James's husband. Look, I'm not saying I would go gay for LeBron. I'm just saying, if the opportunity presented itself, I would at least think about it. Like, if you were just scrolling on Instagram and you got a DM from LeBron James that said, "Hey, wanna go on a date?" You are capping me if for at least 1 second you wouldn't at least think about it. Personally, I would have to talk to my girlfriend and weigh out my options. I might just leave her. Alright, this is too far, I'm joking. And plus, LeBron James being 6'9" and 260 pounds would rip you to shreds in the bedroom. Alright, now this is way too far. Back to the story. And so I've been with a lot of bad girls, and so a story with one of my bad girlfriends is gonna be way better than a story with one of my friend's bad girlfriends. So this story is gonna be about the second craziest girl I've ever met in my entire life. And don't you even dare try and comment right now. In the title, you clickbaited me. You said it was the craziest girl you've ever met, not the second craziest girl. And listen, I have met some crazy girls in my life, so this being the second craziest girl is definitely saying something. Alright, to start this story, we need to understand how I was back in my freshman year of high school. So as most of you know, I peaked in elementary school. And I peaked so hard in elementary school, like I went from a young Leonardo DiCaprio in elementary school to like a McLovin in middle school. But even though I looked like McLovin, I still pulled hard in middle school. And I was also fucking ruthless. Like, I would have a different girl every single week. And when I got bored of these girls, I would make up the dumbest excuses to why I needed to break up with them. Okay, and listen, before I say this, most of you know who have been watching my channel, I am a very fucked up individual. So, when I got bored of the girls I was with and I needed an excuse to break up with them, I think I told about 75% of them, and this is not a joke, that my grandmother had died and I needed some space. Look, both of my grandmas were alive and well and still are, but I'm sorry, Grandma, I needed an excuse. I used the "I'm sorry my grandma died" excuse at least 15 times on girls. Listen, I know I messed up, okay? I know everyone in the comments is like, "What is wrong with you? How could you say that about your grandma?" Listen, I don't know what's wrong with me either. I need serious help. But just for a second, could you imagine being one of those girls? Like, you just started dating this guy who looks like McLovin, but you still think he's kind of cute, and you probably go up to all your friends and you're like, "Oh my god, me and this guy just started dating. I'm so happy." And then like a week into the relationship, McLovin tells you that his grandmother died and he needs some space, and you probably feel so bad for him and you wish you could help him, but then like 2 days later you see the same guy dating a new girl. I'm a very messed up person, I know, okay? And I've got like 500 stories about middle school, but that's how I was going into my freshman year of high school. So in my freshman year of high school, obviously I was on the cross country team. And on the cross country team, there was this girl named Ashley. Not her actual name, so she can't sue me because I would not put it past her to somehow find this video and try and sue me. And Ashley looked like a normal girl. Like, she didn't look crazy or anything like that. And me being me, I looked at Ashley and I saw another girl I could like date for a week and then say I needed space because my grandma died. And looking back on it now, I don't know why I would date these girls for a week, because usually I wouldn't even get anything out of it. Like, usually I would get like 3 to 4 hugs and like a kiss, and that was it. I have no idea why I dated these girls. But anyways, one day I decided I was bored and I was like, it'll be fun to date Ashley for a week. So I get out my phone and I start texting Ashley and I'm like, "Ashley, since the day I saw your beautiful face, I have been in love with you. I cannot go another day on this earth without you being mine." Like, I'm talking like some Shakespeare level shit. And at this point, after doing this to like countless girls, and I'm not even joking when I say this, I literally had a pre-written outline in my notes that I would just copy and paste into my messages. And all I had to do was just change the girl's name from the last time I used this pre-written outline to the new girl's name. So while Ashley thought I was confessing my love to her, in reality, I was just sitting back on my couch eating popcorn watching Family Guy. And so after a while, Ashley writes back and she's like, "Oh my god, that was the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me." And she was like, "I like you too." And so right then and there, the 1 week timer until I broke up with her started ticking down. And so me and Ashley started to have a relationship, and it was going pretty normal. But then things started to get weird. So like 2 days after I confessed my love to Ashley, she went to like Palm Springs or something with her family on like a vacation. And look, dating a lot of middle school girls, I'm used to a lot of them being really clingy. Like, most of the girls I was with, this was like their first relationship, so I expected them to be like really clingy. I probably permanently damaged so many girls. But Ashley was a different level of clingy. While she was on the trip, she texted me and she was like, "Do you miss me?" Being me, I've been in this situation before and I know what to say. I was like, "Of course, my love, with all of my heart." And she texted back and she was like, "I don't believe you." And I was sitting there like, what? I've never been in this situation before. But I was like, "Trust me, my darling, I would do anything to see you." And then she texted back and she was like, "You don't even understand what I would do. I'm not even joking when I say this. I would kill someone to see you. I would sacrifice them to the gods to see you." Hold up. Sacrifice to the gods? What are you talking about? Right then and there, the alarm bell started ringing and I was like, I may need to end this relationship before a week. And then right after she said that to me, she FaceTimed me and she was like, "I miss you so much. You don't even understand." And she must have asked at least 40 times on that FaceTime call, "Do you miss me?" And I kept saying yes, but no matter what I said, she just kept asking. And she would just keep asking over and over and over again. Finally, it got way too much for me that I just turned my phone on airplane mode and pretended like my Wi-Fi went out or something. And I literally only put my phone on airplane mode for like 10 minutes. And when I took my phone off of airplane mode, I had hundreds of messages from her saying shit like, "Oh my God, are you okay? I can't lose you. Please be okay." So right then and there, I came to the conclusion that this bitch was absolutely crazy and no way I was gonna last a whole week with this girl. So I decided that I needed to end things and I needed to end them fast. And so I'm pretty sure it was like a Saturday and I texted her and I was like, "I can't do this anymore." And I made some BS excuse like, "There's too much on my mind. I'm too stressed to have a relationship right now." And so I send her this and a couple hours go by and I still haven't got an answer. And I was confused, but I was like, whatever. And so Sunday rolled around and I still hadn't got a response. But I was like, whatever. I said it, we're done. Let's move on. And so Monday morning, I go to class and everything is going pretty normal when all of a sudden the supervisor comes into my class, calls my name and says, "Can you please come with me to the office?" And I was sitting there like, what? Why am I going to the office? Like back in elementary school, I was choking kids out, kicking them in the face, and I was going to the office like all the time. But in high school, I toned it down and I wasn't really getting in trouble in high school. I mean, I got in trouble a lot in high school, but like not nearly as much as elementary school. And so I was confused why I had to go to the office, but I went anyways. And so I sit down in the office and this guy comes up to me and he wasn't the principal, but he was like the disciplinary guy. And so I'm sitting down and he comes up to me and he's like, "Do you know a girl named Ashley?" And I was like, yeah. And then he was like, "I need you to be very honest with me now and answer this next question very truthfully." And then he was like, "Did you say to Ashley, 'I hope you slit your wrist and go to hell'?" And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck did this guy just say? It came out of just completely nowhere. And I was so taken back by it that I kind of laughed a little bit and I was like, what? Are you serious right now? And he looked at me straight faced and was like, "Why are you laughing? You think this is a funny matter?" And I was laughing because this was something I would totally do, but I actually didn't do it this time. Kids, don't be like me. I wanted to laugh so bad, but I tried so hard not to, and I was like, "Look, I never said that. We dated for like 3 days and I broke up with her. That's all that happened." And after I said that, I was looking at his face and I could just tell he didn't believe me. And he was like, "Ashley came in here crying today and told me that you said that. Are you calling her a liar?" And I was like, yes I am. And I pulled out my phone and I gave it to him and I was like, "Look, bro, you can go through our entire text. I never said that once. I don't care if you go through our entire text." And he starts reading our text and I know damn well he read the part where I was like, "Ashley, you are the love of my life. My one true love." But he gave my phone back and was like, "Okay, you can leave." And so I leave and the whole rest of the day I was trying to find Ashley to ask her why the hell she would tell the office that when I didn't even do it. But I couldn't find her the entire day and she wasn't even at cross-country practice. And listen, you would think it can't get any worse than it is right now, but it gets way worse. So I go home that day and I'm just chilling in my room and all of a sudden my mom runs into my room and starts screaming at me. And she's like, "What did you do to Ashley? You should be ashamed of yourself." And I had so many questions in my head. I was like, number one, how do you know Ashley? And number two, what did I do? I didn't even do anything. Well, besides breaking up with her after like 3 days, but who cares? But my mom was like, "Her father is posting all about you on Facebook." So the reason why my mom followed her dad on Facebook is because her dad and my mom fucked a couple of times. I don't even know why I said that. That was supposed to be like a funny joke, but I don't even know what's wrong with me. But the real reason my mom knew this guy was because he would always help out with the cross-country team and my mom would help too. And this isn't part of the story, but her dad was just as much of a loser as his daughter is. Like, I fucking hated him. Like, just talking about him right now is getting me mad. He looked like a loser, but more importantly, he talked like Mickey fucking Mouse. And he would show up to the cross-country practices and he would try and run with like varsity. Like, he was a slow middle-aged man, but for some reason thought that he could keep up with varsity. And I will never forget this one day. We had just started this run and we were just about to go up this hill chill, and he was trying to stay with me and the varsity guys, and he was like, come on, guys, we got this, huh? I literally cannot make this shit up. I swear to God. And so apparently, Mr. Mickey Mouse over here was talking shit about me on Facebook, and he was like, I cannot believe someone could hurt my daughter this badly. Do I keep doing this in a Mickey Mouse voice? Fuck it, I'll do it. And he was also like, it's so hard as a father having to watch my daughter slip into depression due to a disgusting boy's action. And there was like 3 posts where he was just trying to shit on me. And if you know anything about me, I am not gonna let some 50-year-old Mickey Mouse sounding man try and talk shit to me. So I go to practice the next day, and he's usually at the practices. And so I'm prepared to just end this man's life. Like, obviously I'm not gonna fight him or anything like that, but I'm definitely gonna put this man back in his place and back to the Mickey Mouse clubhouse. And so I go to practice, but he's not there. And I'm like, the one day I actually want this man to be here, he's not here. And so I go over to my coach, and I'm like, do you know where Ashley's dad is? And one thing you need to know about my high school cross country coach is that she was an absolute legend. Like, she would literally go up to some people on our team and be like, how in God's name can you be so goddamn slow? And she really only cared about the varsity guys. And after I asked her where Ashley's dad was, she was like, oh, Ashley's dad? Mickey Mouse sounding ass? Don't even worry, I took care of him. He's never coming back. And then she was like, don't even worry, I saw what he said on Facebook. A grown man can't say that about a high school freshman. And she was also like, by the way, Ashley quit the team yesterday, so you don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, my coach was a god. I really miss her. No, she didn't die or anything. I'm just in college with a new coach. Now, there's a lot more parts to this. Like, I could probably make a part 2, part 3, part 7. Because Ashley and her Mickey Mouse sounding dad never gave up. They tried to kick me off the team. They tried to send me to the office again. But that's all for a different video. Wait, look how close I am to 100K. Just subscribe, please, God. I'm literally on my knees right now. Please subscribe. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you want a part 2 to this, just let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.